I made a mini album using Outdoor Adventures by Cardstock, and I'm going to show you what it looks like and also talk about if you were to have a craft fair, how to make mini albums and make the process go a little quicker so you can make several of them at a time. Hi everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums. A little while ago I had picked up the Outdoor Adventures by Stephen Duncan from Cardstock. I actually had already made a mini album with this collection several years ago, I think when it first came out. But I like to camp. Obviously, if you followed my channel, you know that I live and craft and travel in my RV, and I have lots of RVer friends and camping friends who could use a mini album of this size. So I just decided to recreate a tutorial I had already done and is on my channel, and I will put the link to that in the description box if this is something you want to make. Actually, I made 5 of these mini albums, even though I had just 2 of the Outdoor Adventure paper pads, but I liked the style of it so much I thought it would make some good travel albums and just general albums as well. So let me show you what I made. So I call it the Happy Camper Mini Album. It is not quite that mini. It's 5 by 9. It makes it a good size for several different things, and I'll show you that as I go. Obviously, it's the camper theme. I loved this bear. He is featured in the mini album. I kept the cover very simple. I just made a large mat and added this cut apart to the cover and added this guy from the sticker sheet. Inside, I just used some of the stickers as tuck spots and whatnot for the album. In the other video, I had one of the ephemera packs. I don't know if it was the frames and tags or whatever, but that is another option if you're able to get that ephemera. Now, anywhere that I've got something on a page, I did just glue it to the top or the side or whatever, so you could use it as a tuck spot. The pages themselves are 4 3/4 by 8 1/2. It makes it easy to use your 8 1/2 by 11 paper to make these, but as well you still can put a 4 by 6 photo on here, or you could put 4 by 6 photo on any of these pages. Now there are 5 signatures. A signature is this big, so there's 5 of them. And each, I'll show you what one signature is so then you have an idea. So there is a front page, then one page has a flap on it, and then the next page has a pocket, the next page has a pocket, and then the next page has a flap, and now that is the end of a signature. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 facings of the page for each signature. So as you can tell, you can get a lot of 4 by 6 photos. But I also made this big enough that if you were to travel and if you go to national parks, all of the national parks have these brochures, and the brochures are 8 1/2 by 4. So they will fit into the pockets. And there is enough room in this book, because I made the gussets pretty thick, even though there wasn't really much dimension. So you could add these brochures to the pockets. There are, again, 5 signatures. Each one has 2 pockets, so there's 10 pockets total. You could add a couple of these to the pockets, though. I like these when I go to a national park. I just like them. They're so informative, and there's lots of fun pictures in here. So that is my reason that I made it this size. Now there was a lot of cut aparts that I thought were really cute, and I just added them to the pocket. You can add a photo on the back or add a white paper that you've journaled on, or just leave them in the pocket because they're pretty. And the backs of these cut aparts also have room to journal on or add more photos. This one guy here, as I said, he's my favorite. His boots were almost the same color as this background, so I added some glossy accents to get the boots to stand out a little bit. So there is the first set of pages. Now, there was a bunch of fishing stuff. Even if you're not a fisherman, it's really still natural and outdoorsy, so it's fun. But if you didn't like this, you could take that and just glue it on there. Or maybe not that one, but that if you wanted to, or add a photo to it. So there's that. This next group of pages is perfect for photos. You still can put a 4x6 photos even though they're stickers. This was a wide sticker, but it didn't fit on the page, so I just cut it in half and had it on 2 of the pages. Let's Wander. It's another cut apart. There were some smaller stickers they added here, thinking that I would journal, and I actually have used one of these myself for one of my travel years and added photos to there, or journaled on there. Again, some more of the adorable cut aparts, some stickers, just a grouping of stickers. There was a whole sheet, you know, this is Stephen Duncan style. There was a whole sheet of these vintage looking cut aparts, and I thought they were just gorgeous. So yeah, you could add a 4x6 photo right on the back or cut it down if you wanted to. Here we go, another cut apart, and room to put a couple more photos. Here is the wild animal page. There's a moose. It says outdoors. There's the back. I had some bears with the cubs. It says adventure. And just a couple of the cut aparts to put right there. I did supplement this with some solid cardstock I had in my stash. The original book, I had the solids that coordinated with the page, or with the paper, but I didn't have that when I made this. I believe I got this set from an Echo Park Warehouse sale. You know, they run one every 4 or 5 weeks, I don't know what it is, and they had this paper. More fishing. And it's really a simple book to put together. You just make the signatures and then add them to the page. I don't have any pocket pages. I mean, there's no hidden pocket pages. There's just these pockets. But it's easy to do. Love these national parks that they have. Camp Brown Bear. There's that. Another page for your photo mat or your photo. This is open, of course. S'more fun. I want s'mores toasted just for you, and fire time marshmallows. Cute, 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 cute. And then here, I did take some of the stickers and put them on some black cardstock and just sort of elevated them on the pocket. It just made it really interesting to look at. And if you were to add your little brochures to the page, it still is a nice grouping of photos and pictures and whatnot. So that goes like that. There is that. And then here is the back page. This was just like a night sky. I did leave that open. And then in the back, I've got this accordion pocket. I have it tied, I have it tied with a piece of elastic with a little charm. It's a little arrow charm there. And this opens, so there's room for lots of cut aparts. You can put lots of photos, lots of brochures, or whatever you have, tickets, passes, whatever you have. And then also any leftover stickers I had, I added to the back of here, so you can add them onto photos as you add them in the book, or just give them to the kids to play with. Again, this was made using an elastic, and it is an accordion, so it opens up a lot, and there is just a lot of room to put photos. There's my friend the Bear Ranger. There he is again. Welcome to the great outdoors. And there we are, back at the front. Now, I will have this in my Etsy shop. It may have sold because I put it for sale in my Etsy shop a couple of weeks before this video is coming out. But it is a fun project. Again, I will link it in the description box. I'm going to have a playlist of all the albums including the tutorial that I make with this style. Now let me talk about if you were to make this for a craft fair. Yes, it's involved and it's a lot of paper, but the pages are all the same. I mean, not all the same, but the groupings are all the same. And you can just grab your paper and coordinating cardstock and just cut it all down and then glue it and then add your ephemera and boom, you're done. For instance, the cover being 5 by 9, I cut the red paper 4 7/8 by 8 7/8, and then the next one 1/8 of an inch smaller. All the pages I cut, so there were 10 like this. So I cut the 10 pieces of paper the same size, and then this back piece I cut a little bit smaller because it doesn't go all the way down, and so forth. The pocket page, I think it's 3 by 4 3/4, so I cut it 2 7/8 by 4 5/8, so I cut 10 of those all at once, and zip, 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 you're done. So you can make 5 albums at once, as I did. You can cut 5 paper pads and get ready to glue, as I did, and then go through and decorate when you're in the decorating mood. And you can get a bunch of these done at once. So I wanted to show you that. It is Happy Camper Using Outdoor Adventures by Cardabella. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is part of my paper stash smash, so I smashed these 2 papers almost entirely. I had just a few scraps left, and I just used them here and there. And yeah, I'm done with them. I made a couple extra bookmarks. I think there were some pieces that were bookmark size, so I did that with the rest of these. But that smashed another 12 by 12 paper collection, and I am done with that. So thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous day.